There are two groups of people right now in America that are struggling. Group number one is the unemployment, the minimum wage, and people living in poverty. That has been a problem for so many decades and needs to be addressed. The new bucket of individuals, this has started ever since the pandemic, started a little earlier, but it sped up during the pandemic. This is the bucket of what used to be the middle class. This is the group of people who are working 40, 50, 60 hours a week, working 2 jobs and a side hustle, barely getting by. These are people who have bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, trades, skills, work their way up in a company. So when we hear the boomers saying that you need to work harder, you're entitled and lazy, that is why that second group of people are getting so offended, because they're doing everything that they can. And they're not working a second job so they can save up for a house or go on vacation or buy their children stuff. They are working a second job just to keep the lights on, just to have a few extra $100 in an emergency fund. So that second group of people are now speaking up, and both groups need help. And that's why we need to come together and address the cost of living and cost of housing. Because if we let this go another 5 to 7 years, we're going to see a huge gap in wealth.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So a top official at the New York Federal Reserve, John Williams, just warned that America is facing a growing affordability crisis. He says that the lower and middle income families are being crushed by rising housing costs and everyday living expenses, even as the Fed insists that inflation is coming down. It's another reminder that while the headlines are claiming that things are getting better, millions of Americans are falling further and further behind.
Isn't it insane that wanting a normal life now is considered a luxury? Like, we're not asking for yachts, we're not asking for mansions. We're literally just asking for a life that doesn't feel like drowning. A place to live that doesn't take our entire paycheck. A car that doesn't require a loan longer than the relationship that got us into it. And groceries that don't feel like a punishment for trying to eat. We're not chasing some billionaire fantasy. We just want a fair shot. We want time with our families. We want energy after work instead of collapsing on the couch, praying that the weekend feels longer than 6 minutes. We were told, work hard, be loyal, show up. We did. But while we're doing everything right, they kept moving the finish line. The rent went up, the food went up, the bills went up, but the paychecks haven't done shit. And the people at the top still had the nerve to tell us it's not that bad. Brother, it is bad. If being able to afford a dentist appointment means going into debt, if missing 1 day of work means falling behind, if a cart of basic groceries gives you anxiety, that's not a personal problem. That's a broken system. So if we sound angry, it's because we are. We're tired of being lectured by the people who've never struggled, while we're trying to survive in a system designed to keep us desperate. We don't want luxury. We just want our lives back. And the fact that even that feels like asking too damn much tells you everything.
It's just very hard.
I just logged in to our health insurance provider, and I can't even... In July of 2025, our health insurance premium went from $59 a month to $798 a month. And since it is now open enrollment, I just logged in to our health insurance to see what, if we stay on the same plan, what our premium is going to be for 2026. $1,208.91 a month. Our family deductible has gone from $0 to $11,900. Our primary care copays have doubled. Our urgent care copay went from $10 to $60. Our generic prescription copay has doubled. And this is coming off of the fact that my husband just had to have a prescription filled that is supposed to be covered by insurance. And you want to know what the copay was on that after insurance? $1,200 for a prescription, on top of the $798 health insurance premium that we just paid. And this doesn't have to do, this is separate from everyone else's rising costs in health insurance, but we are self-employed. We are real estate agents. And this is just in addition to the next time somebody wants to devalue or question how much their real estate agent is getting paid and wants them to take a reduction in their commission, just remember that your real estate agent is going through the same things as you, paying this out of pocket if they even have health insurance, withholding their own taxes if they can even afford to do so.
I never wanted to come on here and like complain about money because it's embarrassing for me to do so, because I have a lot of friends and family that follow me on this account. But I guess that's what I'm gonna do today. My husband and I make more than we ever have. We make a combined, I want to say, over $100,000 a year pre-tax. And still, at the end of every month, we're overdrawn. Like, we're in the red $1,600 every single month. I have canceled every subscription possible that I can cancel. I've canceled our streaming services. I've canceled like any gym memberships. Literally anything that I can cancel, I have. My husband is trying to pick up freelance work like in his industry. I'm trying to pick up a second job, and it's just, nothing is ever enough. Nothing is ever enough. We don't eat out. We budget every single penny that we have. We shop at Walmart or Aldi for groceries. We only buy what we need for that week. We don't buy any extra snacks for ourselves. We always buy extra for our son, obviously, but never for like us. And with all of that budgeting and everything, we are still in the hole. Still in the hole. Like, today is Tuesday. I'm overdrawn $300 in my account, and I don't get paid until Friday. And on Friday, when I do get paid, I'm gonna have to call my bank and beg for them to reverse the overdraft charges, and just beg that they will. And they probably won't. I don't know what else to do. Like, we are doing everything right and still coming up short. And I don't understand how people are supposed to live like this. I don't understand how this is sustainable much longer. It feels like I'm on a really shitty treadmill and I'm running in place, and I am running at a speed that is too fast for me, too fast for us. And I don't know when I'm gonna fall off, and I'm just trying so hard to stay on, but I keep feeling like I'm slipping. I'm happy to know that I'm not alone in this struggle, but
I'm a respiratory therapist, okay? I take travel contracts for work right now, and I do that because it's twice the money, okay? The economy requires me to leave my home for work, because if I take a regular staff position, I'll make anywhere from $31 to $35 an hour. Prime example, for 3 months out of this year, I did home care. I made $32 an hour. I worked 40 hours a week, at least 40 hours a week, okay? My bi-weekly take-home after taxes, retirement, and health insurance for me and my 3-year-old daughter, my bi-weekly take-home was right around $1,600, okay? Multiply that by 2, gets you through a month, $3,200 a month take-home, right? Sounds like good money, doesn't it? Should be good money. $32 an hour, right? $3,200 a month to live on. Anybody should be able to live on that, right? Right, that's what I thought too. Okay, so my rent was $1,400 a month. Now, mind you, that's decent. That is below the national average. Okay, rent $1,400 a month. Gas and electric, they'd wax and wane. You know, electric's higher in the summer, gas is higher in the winter. But between the two of them, they averaged around $300 for the two of them. Okay, so we're at $1,700 a month. Full time Monday through Friday childcare for my 3-year-old, $1,100 a month. I'm now at $2,800 of my $32. I have $400 left to put gas in my car,
groceries on the table, toiletries, you know, shampoo, conditioner, toilet paper, laundry detergent, any copays if we decide to go to the doctor's office. Fuck a car payment. You might as well drive a paid off car. Mind you, I don't. I have a car payment. Okay? Car insurance. All of that is supposed to be covered by $400 a month. If I sat down with somebody, I'm from Michigan, if I sat down with somebody from Michigan Works and they put together my expenses and they put together what I make, I would qualify for SNAP benefits. And I would need them in order to keep me and my daughter afloat with me working full time, making $32 an hour. What is not clicking, guys? Oh, get a job. Oh, the few bad ones are ruining it for all the good. I don't care how many people are abusing the system. You cannot shut the whole system down and just say, oh, well, sorry. Two Joe Schmoes from bumfuck nowhere don't want to get a job. So since we decided they qualify and they've been abusing the system, like, revamp the qualification system then. Revamp the system if you have to. We're the ones approving these people who are abusing the system. Change the qualification criteria. Change the criteria for being able to stay on it. Change the reevaluation period for how much you get and how often you're reevaluated. I don't care what you have to do. You can't shut it off. You can't stop it. And I'm sorry, but you seriously mean to tell me that this program, this SNAP benefit program, okay, funded by taxpayer dollars, okay, is out of money? But we have enough money to remodel the White House and to fund foreign war. We can't feed the mouths on our soil, but we can supply foreign aid through millions of dollars worth of arsenal and just straight up money. Make this make sense. Not to mention, those of you that are like, yeah, kick them off it. It's not going to affect me, da 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 da. Are you not even a little bit curious where the portion of your paycheck that was supposed to help pay for those benefits is going instead? Like, give me that money back so I can support the families in my area. I am from a densely SNAP benefit using area, okay? I come from a not very high on the bar area. Give me my money back. If you're not going to fund programs to feed the mouths around me, give me my money back and I will feed them. The other argument, too, that this isn't going to affect you, SNAP benefits is directly putting taxpayer dollars back into the economy. So if those taxpayer dollars aren't getting put back into the economy is going to fucking tank. Your milk that's $3 at the grocery store is about to be $5 at the grocery store because the millions of Americans that were using SNAP benefits to purchase groceries aren't going to be able to do that anymore. Therefore, the price of groceries is going to go through the fucking roof. And then who's going to get fucked? The middle-class American. The middle-class American that, you know, just barely didn't qualify for SNAP benefits. That's already barely getting by. What's not clocking? Why are you too
that and we need to save money, and I will cash out my 401k for a dirty martini.
So I was just out on a walk right now, and check out these homes next to this path that I'm on. I was looking these homes up on Zillow, and you're looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of $615, $625, $650 in some cases for these really tiny houses. I mean, they're not very big. You can see the properties they're sitting on are tiny, and yet people want $650,000 for these homes at what, 6.25% interest rates? Like, no wonder nobody can afford anything.
I want to talk about minimum wage here in California and the cost of living. I'm a property manager here in Santa Barbara, California, and we're not going to be talking specifically about Santa Barbara because I know that it's a lot more expensive than other places in California. We're going to talk about your everyday lower cost of living cities. Now, minimum wage is $16.50 here in California. Let's say the average person doesn't even make minimum wage. Let's say they make somewhere between $18 and $20 an hour. Let's use $19 as the example for this situation. If you're making around $19 an hour, that means your gross income is a little bit more than $3,000 a month, okay? Let's say you're a single person here in California and you just want to live comfortably, not over your means, not extraordinary, extravagant, none of that stuff. You just want to live peaceful, comfortable. An average one bedroom here in California costs anywhere between $2,100 and $2,500. We'll use that as an example for an average. You're telling me if someone's gross income on not even that great of a salary is $3,000 gross, so let's be realistic. If they have health insurance, that's going to be taken out probably a couple hundred. Then they have taxes, another couple hundred each check. Let's say they're bringing home around $2,000 a month, aside from other expenses that probably can't even be factored in this moment. How are they supposed to afford a one-bedroom apartment? Let's say it's a single mother or a single father, or they just want to provide a better life for their children, and they're still having to share a bedroom with their child, plus feed them and plus take care of them. I don't have children, but I really get enraged when I think about this, because the cost of living per what we're making in California, it's just not right. So I guess my question to you guys is, what do you make per hour, and is it a livable wage? I think the average American, let's just say Californian, just wants a livable wage. And I understand people are going to say, well, move out of California if it's too expensive. It's not that easy to do that either. You're saying you want people to uproot their lives and move from everything they've known and everything they've ever, been surrounded by, friends, family, all that, just to be able to survive.
All right, the health insurance industry is an absolute sham. I don't know how I'm paying $1,500 a month for health insurance, but every single person in my policy has a $6,000 copay, which means I've been going to the doctor all year. I thought my copays went towards our premiums and the amount that we had to pay to get coverage. However, it doesn't. My wife just had a serious event. She had to go to the hospital. She had to have life-saving surgery. And we got a bill in the mail from the hospital for over $3,000 for this procedure. And I'm thinking back, I'm paying $1,500 a month for this health insurance. I've personally paid thousands of dollars over the course of this year in copays for myself and stuff that I had to go to the doctors for. So I'm sitting here thinking, I'm going to spend $1,500 a month for the next 12 months. What is that? 18 grand. And then I have to spend $6,000 a person just to get them to cover things. So you're looking at, we have 5 people in our family. If all of us have to go to the hospital, that's $30,000 in copays that we have to pay on top of the $18,000 in monthly charges to actually get coverage. As a father of 3, I'm strongly considering canceling our health insurance policy, which feels very irresponsible and wrong, but I can't remember the last time I spent over $48,000 in a year in health costs between copays and health insurance and all of this stuff. If I just pay cash, I'm never going to pay anywhere near that amount. For instance, the surgery my wife just had, if we paid cash on that surgery and we didn't have insurance, it would have ran us about $1,200. But because we had insurance and the insurance wasn't going to cover it, we have to pay what the insurance was going to pay, which is over $3,000. Are other families seeing the same thing? Maybe I'm just being unreasonable and crashing out here, but it just doesn't make sense to me.
How is it possible that every single city in the world right now, it seems, is going through a housing crisis? You hear the same stories all the time. There's not enough jobs, the jobs that do exist don't pay enough, and nobody can afford rent. And it seems like this is a global issue, not just here in the States. And I'm wondering, how can this continue? I mean, is it going to be the same 5 years from now? It just seems like we are on this trend, like we're going off the cliff of affordability, and nobody can make it work. And if every city becomes unaffordable and everybody's leaving the cities, what's going to happen to the cities? Are they just going to be ghost towns? Is everyone going to move out to the country? It's really fascinating to think about. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know where we go from here. I say a lot, it feels like we're in the end game of capitalism. Of course, right as we're all, getting out of college and getting out into the world is when everything becomes unaffordable. It's like we're in an everything bubble. It feels like we're right around the corner of something happening and nobody quite knows what. And it's kind of scary. but it's also kind of like we're all in this together. You know what I mean?